These are your evening headlines for May 20th, 2025, right here on BYU-Idaho Radio. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Maddie Johnson. We're learning more about local nonprofit organizations, and today we're diving into the East Idaho Aquarium. Here's Cody Miller.
Since 2013, the East Idaho Aquarium has given people the chance to learn about the world under the seas and help introduce the younger generation to conservation and animal work. At the aquarium, you can see eels, exotic fish, lizards, birds, amongst many other animals. Admission to the aquarium is $9 to $13 depending on your age. Aaron Ferris is the president of the aquarium.
All of our funds come from admission tickets. And then the thing that part of the business model that we adopted from the Boise Aquarium was basically the interactiveness of it, allowing people to feed the animals. So that is one of the things that helps us the most is people will purchase tokens to feed different animals. So they're literally helping us whenever they do that. Not only do they get the experience to feed the animals, but they're also paying for the food for, a lot of times it's their exhibit plus another one. So that way the food and the maintenance of that exhibit is taken care of.
Ferris says that they built the aquarium in an old movie theater. There are 4 rooms that each focus on a different type of animal, from ocean animals like sharks, an aviary with different types of birds, and even a tank full of stingrays. Ferris says running an aquarium is tough. Last year, controversy followed the organization. People for the ethical treatment of animals accused them of animal abuse that resulted in the deaths of many animals. Ferris said investigations by the United States Department of Agriculture and the Idaho Fish and Game Department proved that there was no proof of the allegations and that they are continuously monitored so that this never ever happens again.
For me, that always hurts when I hear people say, they're abusing animals. For us, it's just not true. We love our animals. We do the best that we can for them.
The aquarium is located in Idaho Falls on 570 East Anderson Street. They're open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and 1 to 6 p.m. on Sunday. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Cody Miller.
For the first time, the College of Eastern Idaho's history, the State Joint Finance Appropriations Committee, or JAFC, visited the school in Idaho Falls. EastIdahoNews.com reports the 50 members of Idaho's JAFC heard testimony from industry leaders about the school's ability to prepare community members for jobs. JAFC has provided financial support for CEI since 2017 and has funded nearly $1.7 million in career technical enhancements and around $500,000 in enrollment workload adjustments. During the meeting, students and staff alike spoke about the funds JAFC has provided to CEE have helped improve their lives while tackling their busy schedules. Utah police arrested a man who they say held a girlfriend's family hostage in their Millcreek home for about 6 months after convincing them he had ties with a cartel that wanted to kill them. The man later admitted it was a lie. KSL reports 23-year-old Dominic Garcia was booked into a Salt Lake County jail on Saturday for investigation of 7 counts, each of aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, threats of violence, hazing involving use of dangerous weapon. A Millcreek man reported on Saturday that he and his family were held against their will by a daughter's boyfriend, Dominic Garcia. The complaint reported they weren't able to take it any longer and they were holding Garcia at gunpoint until police arrived. Officers arrived and took Garcia into custody without incident. The father told police he had his wife allowed Garcia to move into their home in December to live with their daughter, who was dating Garcia. The household includes 7 family members in addition to Garcia. The father said that almost immediately, Garcia told the family that his family was part of a business that had ties to the cartel, that in order to stay on the cartel's good side, they needed to do certain things to assure safety. The police affidavit said Garcia began carrying a 10mm handgun to protect himself and the family. At one point, Garcia told the family his grandfather did a bad deal and they had to leave while causing the family to leave their home for a month. One of the members afterwards sent a text explaining to a friend where they had been, and Dominic had seen the texts and things became very bad. The father reports Garcia started yelling at him because he had brought the father into the company, and Garcia would have to kill the father if he stepped out of line. Garcia became increasingly more threatened with the handgun. The father said Garcia would sometimes come home covered in blood and would tell them that it was due to the business. He'd also routinely go through their phones and would confront them about things he didn't agree with. A 17-year-old family member said she missed a month of her senior year of high school, that Garcia wouldn't allow her to attend activities because he couldn't see her location. According to the affidavit, Garcia knew he was inflicting mental trauma to the family and causing them to live in fear. Garcia being held without bail due to the family's fear that he will come after them if he is released. These have been your BYU-Idaho evening headlines for May 20th, 2025. Thanks for tuning in. More news, interviews, and great content are available on our podcast feed. Search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. You can also ask your smart speaker to play KBYI 94.3 FM. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Maddie Johnson.